All righty, we are live now. All right. The password was not working correctly. I'm at home, so it's different from school. I practice at school, but it's doing something. Anyway, nonetheless, now we're ready to get started. All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the Dobbs Elementary School Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I am pleased to call this meeting of Dobbs Go Team to order. I will act in the capacity of the interim Go Team chair for this meeting. Our first order of business is to call roll. Brianna Spence will serve as the interim secretary for this meeting. The interim secretary will now take the role.
Can you say present when your name is called? Miss Tiffany Reagan,
Present.
Alexis Afodele, she's here. I see her. She's here. Shan Hines.
Present.
Jasenia. Okay. Oh, well, shoot. Jasenia Antunes. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, thank you. Brianna Spence, Tina Quinn, Bernadine Connor,
Here. Present.
Jen James,
Present.
and Cindy Adams. And there is a quorum present.
All right.
Alexis is here.
All right, you already said that there was a quorum, as this team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present, so we're good on that. All right. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and copies are, you can review that. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda as printed.
Can I get a second?
Second it.
Okay. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay. All right, so since there aren't any amendments, we'll move on. All in favor of the motion to approve, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand so that the secretary can record your vote.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
all opposed? I'm sorry, are you done? All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Okay, so we will now move to filling vacant seats and the open community member seat. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for the vacant and open community seats. All Go Team members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's terms. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for a full 2-year term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full Go Team members and may join the meeting. We will now move to fill the open community member seat. This person will serve on the Go Team for a full 2-year term. I nominate Kristen Reed to fill the open community member seat. Does anyone have any comments or any discussion about this nominee? Ms. Reed, would you like to give any comments or discussion?
Hello, it's a pleasure to be considered to be a member of this Go Team. I've served on one before at Slater Elementary when this first was relaunched by APS. I've been a member of this community for about a decade, and I have a passion for the babies, and my sister asked me to join, so I welcome the offer to be helpful.
Awesome. Thank you for your feedback. So we will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Ms. Kristen Reed for the community member seat. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, all opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right. So we will review. We will now review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. They have been provided to you. Are there any corrections to the last meeting minutes? Going once, going twice? All right, if there are no further corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meetings minutes?
I move to approve the previous meeting's minute.
A second?
I second it.
All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
All right, all opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, so we will move now to electing Go Team officers. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. Nominations do not have to be seconded. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Members may not serve more than 2 years or 2 consecutive terms, in the same officer position at the same school. Nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. If there is more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to a seat. The newly elected officers will assume their position starting at the conclusion of this meeting and serve for 1 year until the new officer is elected. All voting members have only one vote per seat. Let me pause for 1 second, 2 seconds. Okay, my apologies. All right, so first we will elect the Go Team's chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensuring every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, and monitoring team compliance. I will now open the floor to receive chair nominations. Would any other nominees like to decline the nomination? I'm sorry, let's do nominations first. I nominate Ms. Brianna Spence to be the Go Team's chair. She was our chair on last year and did a great job. And so I just feel like it would be seamless for her to continue in this school year. That's my nominee. Are there any other nominees? All right, Ms. Brianna Spence, would you like to decline or accept the nominee?
I'll accept it. Thank you.
Okay. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the chair seat. The nomination for the chair is Ms. Brianna Spence. At this time, I will offer each chair nominee, which is only one person, an opportunity to explain why they're the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. Ms. Spence, would you like to say something briefly?
Thank you for the nomination. I enjoyed my position last year and I look forward to continuing that position this year, if voted in. I have a strong passion for this school and, this community, so I want to see it work.
All right. All right, so please raise your hand to vote for your choice for the chair of our Go team. Raise your hand if you agree and with Ms. Brianna Spence being the chair so that she can record the vote. All right, you have the vote. All right, any abstentions? And it's only one person, so I know that's easy. So congratulations, Ms. Spence. You will serve as our Go Team Chair for this school year. Now we will elect the Go Team's Vice Chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair, vice chair include, but are not limited to, ensuring the Go Team follows parliamentary procedure, working with the principal and chair to develop meeting agendas, acting as the chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive vice chair nominations.
I would like to nominate Dr. Bernadine Connor if she'll have us again. She was our vice chair last year.
I accept. We work very well together.
Are there any more nominees? All right, would any other nominees like to decline? So I guess you said you accepted, so I got that. All right, so if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the vice chair seat. At this time, I will offer each vice chair nominee, which is only one, an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. Dr. Connor, would you like to say anything?
Yes, I do. I love this community. I love working with the children, and I just want to see success happens. And I love our school and how we all work together as a family. So I enjoy it. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so please raise your hand to vote for your choice of the vice chair of our Go Team. And you can use the reaction button if you didn't, oh, I see some people using it. Okay, awesome. Any abstentions? All right, congratulations, Dr. Connor. You will serve as the Go Team Vice Chair for this school year. Now we will elect our
Thank
Go
you.
Team. You're welcome. Now we will elect the Go Team Secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the Secretary include, but are not limited to, posting Go Team documents, which are agendas, summaries, and minutes to the website and the school and at the school, taking the minutes at the Go Team meeting, ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with the Georgia open meeting laws. I will now open the floor to receive secretary nominations. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Hunt.
I nominate Sonia Yarborough for secretary.
Ms. Yarborough's term is up. She's just assisting, getting us started.
Okay.
I understand.
Mm.
I nominate Jen James for the secretary. I nominate Jen James because she's already working with the school with our reading buddies. And so she's there often. So I think that would be seamless. So that's my nomination. Are there any more? All right, would any other nominees like to decline the nomination? Ms. James, do you accept the nomination?
Can you tell me one more time, what the duties are? What do I have to do?
Posting Go Team documents, which are the agenda summaries and minutes. You work closely with Ms. Spence, the chair, and the vice chair if needed, and making sure they get it to the appropriate person to post it. You wouldn't have to post it, but we have a communications ambassador that posts, just making sure they get it, and taking the minutes at the Go Team meetings, taking those notes, and then making sure that we're in compliance with the laws in terms of like posting in a certain amount of days before the meeting.
I think that I would actually like to decline that.
Understood.
All right, thank you. But thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. All right, we need another nominee. Ms. Reed, are you interested in being the secretary?
Hey, as it's my first 10 minutes on this team, I would rather not take such an important role.
Understood. Ms. Gibson, when we have that situation, how would you, what do you advise? We have Ms. Atunes.
It is a very important role. I probably will not have the time for such an important role. I've got two sons with autism that I've got to manage too during the day. Otherwise I wouldn't mind. But it is an important role, so I would decline. Sorry. Thank you though.
No problem. Ms. Gibson, what would you advise?
You guys will have to have a secretary. I will say, like, whoever's doing is the secretary, they wouldn't be posting. They would just be because again, like the communications ambassador would do that.
Right.
So it would be primarily, taking the minutes. And we send, it's not like you're creating the documents from scratch, because we send the vast majority of the information, the templates. It would really just be, a part of the loop with Ms. Spence and the principal to just make sure like the forms are filled out.
I do have a question. I'm sorry. This is the first time I've ever served on a Go Team. Let's say if I take on the role of secretary, would I be shown how everything works and taught how?
Yep. So we have officer training. And again, like I said, we send the templates. So, it's really just editing the form. So like we might send the meeting agenda template, which is pretty much going to be filled out. The secretary would then probably just be on an email with Ms. Spence and I was going to say Principal Dobbs and Principal Reagan to say, hey, does this look good for us? Or, is there something else we need to add? And then, they would say yes or no. And then from there, the document would go to the webmaster to be put up online. And then as far as the minutes go, we send the template for the minutes. And really most secretaries will just use the agenda template that they fill out and just type into that, the minutes just to reflect what you guys discussed during your meetings. And then again, sending that to the webmaster. Only thing
Also,
I would say, if you all didn't have a dedicated person, is you would create the meeting schedule and just rotate it. Everybody could take a turn.
okay,
Okay.
and Ms. Artunez, since Ms. Yarbo's in the school, I know she's not on there, but she could serve as a mentor. She
Okay.
doesn't mind serving as a mentor just to kind of help guide. If that helps.
Okay, well then I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay. Yeah, we won't leave you alone. I promise.
It's first time, so
I promise. Okay, let me find my spot. Okay, here we go. All right, so if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the secretary seat. The nomination for the secretary is is it Hesenia?
it's Justinia.
Justinia Artunez.
Yes, or Soriano, either or.
No problem. At this time, I will offer each secretary nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. Do you want to say anything, Ms. Artunez? I know it might be a little awkward, but you can.
Can you repeat that last part? Sorry.
If you just want to share anything about yourself or anything about the position, you don't have to, but you can. It's just an opportunity.
I'm excited. I'm excited to help out any way I can. It's one of the reasons I wanted to join the team. I just didn't know. It's my very first time, so I'm excited.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we appreciate you. We're excited as well.
I'm excited. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
No problem. So please raise your hand to vote for your choice for secretary, but I believe it's a unanimous. So raise your hands. All right, any abstentions?
I said,
What you say, Dr. Connor? Were you speaking to me?
I was trying to vote a yay. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right. There's a reaction button too. If you go down to more and you can click raise your hand down there. All right, so congratulations, Ms. Artunez. You will serve as the Go Team secretary for this school year. Now we will elect the Go Team's cluster representative. Cluster representatives may hold another office or position, which is the chair. They can be the chair, the vice chair, or the secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the cluster representative include, but are not limited to, attending all the cluster advisory CAT meetings. They're called CAT meetings. It's called Cluster Advisory Team, and there are approximately 3, so they're not that many. And reporting back to the Go Team on what took place at the CAT meetings. I will now open the floor to receive cluster representative nominations. So since we have, there can be another person, I do nominate Ms. Spence once again to be the cluster rep.
I was gonna ask, when are these meetings? If
There's only
scheduled
3 in a
already?
year, and they're a lot of times they're on Zoom. But Ms. Gibson can give us more details about. I can't remember the months. They just pop up on the calendar, and I make sure I'm there. I'll be there with you.
Okay, the fall is really, really busy for me, but if no one else will do it, I'll do it.
Are there any other nominations? Anybody can do cluster team representative.
Point of clarification. We just go to the meeting?
And typically they're virtual. They're not typically
Right,
face
but
to face.
attend the meeting?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. And it's usually the CAT meetings are the representatives from the schools along with the principals. And we usually just talk about the plan for the school and the community. And you would just come back when we have our next Go Team meeting and report out.
Gotcha. I could try to do that. I just don't know that I will be at every single meeting without knowing when they are.
I'll work with you also on that.
Okay.
So Ms. Gibson, are we
I
able
can
to
say that-
rotate?
I can say that the first cluster advisory team meeting is going to be September 18th. And then at that meeting, each of the clusters will have a breakout session and then determine the rest of their meeting schedule for the year.
And I won't be able to attend that.
On the 18th?
No.
So are we able to rotate it? Can I just ask for a rotation? Is that possible if we,
You would still need, like, I guess, a primary, like,
okay,
point of contact, because we have to submit that name to the team that manages the cluster advisory.
okay.
So, let's say I send in Ms. Spence's name. If she can't attend, she can always, say,
We can get
hey,
somebody else.
right, to have the representative from Dobbs.
So basically, since we know Ms. Reed couldn't go to the first one, so like if you couldn't go to the second one, Ms. Spence, and help me if I'm wrong, Ms. Gibson, then Ms. Reed could substitute on the next day if available, if Ms. Spence couldn't go, right?
Right. The main thing, is that you all work it out so that there is at least
A
one
representative.
person in addition to the principal or your designee there, just to represent Dobbs and get the information specific to the cluster.
Got it. All right, so then that would leave Ms. Spence. So Ms. Spence, do you accept the nomination or would you like to decline or?
I accept.
All right, so if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the cluster representative seat. We know that we will make provisions if necessary if someone is not available. The nomination for the cluster representative is Ms. Brianna Spence. At this time, I will offer each cluster representative nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the questions before voting. I know you already said something, but if you want to say something about that, you can too. You don't want to say anything. Okay, great. All right, so please raise your hand for your cluster representative of choice for our Go Team. Awesome. Any abstentions? All right, congratulations, Ms. Spence. You will serve as our Go Team cluster representative for this school year. And thank you so much, team, for stepping up in the event Ms. Spence is unable to attend. So we will now move to our next item of business in reviewing and updating and confirming our Go Team's public comment protocol. Public comment opportunities are available for Go Teams to hear from interested members of the community from Section 3.4 of the Go Team Handbook. Opportunities for public comment shall be provided at least school year and noted on the Go Team's webpage and the meeting agenda. Go Team members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation during public comment. Each Go Team will determine a consistent method for receiving public comment and for parents and other citizens to sign up and address the team. At least 20 minutes of time will be allotted for the public to make comments at the meetings where public comment is permitted, and the public will receive at least 2 business days notice of the public comment protocol. There are some tips from the Go Team for the protocol. The Go Team is not required to schedule the time for the public comment at every meeting. We know that we just said this before. It should be scheduled for major action items for public comment. That will require public input and public buy-in. We will have to consider the schedule of everyone for those meetings that do allow public comment in order to give everybody a chance to participate. Ms. James, you had a question? I just see her hand raised. I was just making sure. All right, so we will set.
I'm sorry, I didn't know how do I get that off of there?
Okay.
Lower
Either
hand.
probably click X or unraise.
I figured it out. Thank you.
No problem. All right, so we'll have to post a clear process on how individuals sign up and indicate what they wish to speak. The Go Team members shouldn't respond during the public comment period. And it's designed to gain input, and it's not for immediate responses from the Go team. The Go team should be able to listen attentively to all comments and take the summation of the comments into consideration when making decisions. Remind the public that a scheduled public comment period on the agenda is not the only means for providing input. The Go team should encourage the public to contact them via their APS email addresses. So again, that basically is saying that this is not a, I guess, event place, that if they want to address some immediate concerns, they are welcome to email the principal or anyone else. And then if need be, it's for major items. All right, so please take a moment to review our current public comment protocol. Are there any recommendations or updates from what was stated?
Missy, did you state our current protocol?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. What are the changes or differences?
The current one, no, the current protocol is that they contact the Go team chair to say what if they want to participate. We would give at least 48 hours. I will make sure I amend that and put it in Mr. Spence, can you put that in the minutes? So we can make sure I can print that and give that to everyone.
Amend what exactly?
So basically just adding that, making sure they would need to contact the chair or the vice chair to say that they want to have a public comment on those ones that are allowed. And then we would give them notification on the major items once we have the agenda, what they can speak on, they're allowed to speak on.
Okay, and the contact cutoff time is when?
So we post at least 7 days ahead of time. So probably maybe like at least within the first 5.
Okay. Okay.
Can you all hear me? Let's see. I'm going to try to go out and come back in